but I'm going to be baking a sugar-free cake. I was just curious to see how it would turn out and if it would turn out the same way as a regular cake. I know with sugar-free there's like different consistencies and things like that because of the sugar replacements and stuff that they do. And I also am using a sugar-free pudding mix, and I do also have the sugar-free chocolate fudge and chocolate fudge frosting. So I'm going to be making cupcakes using these three things. So yeah, let's get this show underway. All right, let's get started. So I am taking my cake mix and I'm going to sift it. I always sift all my cake mixes. I just feel like it breaks everything up. It gets some air into it. It makes your cake really moist and dense and airy. And if you don't want a dense or a soft fluffy cake, you don't have to do this part. If you want a dense cake, when you do this, you can just actually, as soon as it comes out of the oven, press the cake down in the pan and it will tighten those crumbs right up. One thing I did notice with this cake mix too is that this cake mix was very fluffy already. It was super airy and soft. So now I'm making a well and I'm pouring half a cup, which is 1 stick of melted butter. And here I'm actually only pouring 1 cup of heavy whipping cream, and I always add like a 1/4 cup of water just to kind of, you know, thin it out just a little bit. In this step, as you've seen as many of my other videos, instead of adding water, you can add coffee creamers, heavy whipping cream, milk, soda, flavorings, anything that you want to kind of jazz it up and give it a different sort of taste. And right now I'm just giving it a mix, mixing it all up. It felt really weird mixing it. It definitely had a different consistency than what I'm used to. That's definitely for sure. And because of the heavy whipping cream as well, it was a little thicker to mix, but that's okay. I needed a good arm workout. So here I am, I'm adding my eggs one by one, making sure each one is very well incorporated. Like I said, you can use a hand mixer. I just personally prefer to mix it by hand. And I always feel that when you sift it, it's so much easier. It really, really is. Because you don't really have any lumps and your batter is always silky smooth. So that's just my thing. Also, my recommendation, as I've said in my other videos, I always add 4 or more eggs. I always say start at 4. If you want more, then add as many as you would like to get a nice rich cake. All right, so now that all of my eggs are incorporated, I wanted to show you the consistency. It is pretty thick, but it's gonna get thicker here shortly. So now I'm adding my sugar-free chocolate pudding mix to it. This was also a different consistency of what I'm used to. It was very sandy. It had like a very grainy texture. Again, unlike the regular pudding flavors that I'm used to working with that is more like powdery, this was kind of grainy, and I guess I'm assuming it's probably from the sugar substitute. Like I said, very different textures and consistencies. Also, another tip for this actual part is I have now come to realize you need to add your pudding mix last. I was always adding it like at the beginning with my cake mix. No. Unless you really, really, really want to break your arm or break your hand mixer, add it last. Look how thick. I don't know how you can tell or not, but this mix got so thick. Like, I had to shake my hand. I was like, oh my gosh, it does get super, super thick. And that's why I said, you know what, for now on, the pudding mix goes in last. Look how thick that is. It's like soft peaks. Like, it is serious. And this is with anything that you put in with your cake. Always, always add your pudding mix last. Look at that. It got thick quick. So now I'm just scooping my cake mix into the little foil. I have little foil liners in there. I actually prefer foil liners. I'm not a big fan of the paper liners like I do. They're not that bad, but you use so many because I personally double them up because the cake batter always like bleeds through, and if you have one with patterns and prints, you can't really see it. So I always put 2 liners in 1 cupcake hole or slot. So that's why I always get the foil liners. But these particular ones I got at Walmart, they were like 50 for $1 or something. I didn't quite care for them. Like, when I was taking them out, the liners kept coming out and they kept separating. I didn't like that. So, but I'm just scooping it up and putting it in the cupcake liners. All right, and ta-da! They're all in there. Now in the oven they go. I have my oven already preheated at 325. I think I started them for 15 minutes. The box said about 20, and just like that, YouTube magic, they're done. They rose quite a bit, actually, more than I expected them to. And this is a little trick that I have. I use a teaspoon. I love teaspoons. I use them for everything. And not just like a little teaspoon. Like, I mean, the real long-handled spoons for tea. Yeah, I'm fancy like that. No, I'm just kidding. No, I use the teaspoons and I just kind of go under the cupcake and pop them out, just scoop them out. And I bring the cooling rack over to me and I do half of the tray at once and then take it over and then bring the other tray over. But they just come out so easy and it just makes cooling that much quicker, because the longer they sit in the can, in the foil liners and in the hot pan, they're just going to continue to cook. So we want them to cool pretty quickly. Here is the texture of the inside. I'm trying to get some good lighting here. It's very, very moist. It's very soft, spongy. Look at that. That looks amazing. But it's a little crumbly. But I did notice, I don't know if I'll say this in the video yet or not, but I probably will. The texture of this cake mix is way different than the other cake mix. Now, I did use heavy whipping cream instead of water and instead of regular milk as well. because I thought that would give it more of a richness. And of course I put 4 eggs like I always do. I always say put 4 plus when you're making a box cake mix. And then I put a stick of butter, melted butter. Look at that. It's like super soft. It's really airy and fluffy, but it just like melts away in your mouth at the same time. And there's just a very little, I'm getting a very little of that sugar-free taste. You know how like you get like that sugar substitute taste? It's actually very little. Now what I didn't do that I should have, and I probably will say this in the video, is that I didn't put coffee in this. When I make coffee or when I make chocolate cakes, cupcakes, or anything, I always add coffee, like a little bit. I actually always keep Taster's Choice instant coffee so I can just make it really quick and pour it in there. And I always add sour cream. I forgot to do the coffee and I didn't have any sour cream to add. So, but yeah. It looks good. Really, really soft. Now, on the box, it said the suggested time that I baked them at 325, but the suggested time was 20 minutes. I baked them for 15, maybe 17 minutes. When it got to 15, I turned the oven off and just let them set for a few minutes. And then I took them out and put them on the cooling rack. But these aren't bad. Fresh out of the oven, they're not bad. Another thing that I personally like to do that I always think really, honestly, truly makes a difference, as soon as the cakes come out of the oven and as soon as they cool, that's when I layer them. Same thing with cupcakes, but I don't layer cupcakes, but you know what I mean. When I use my cake mix hacks to bake cakes, after they cool, I layer them and then I wrap them and freeze them. And I'm telling you, freezing makes a difference because it holds that moisture in there. I know a lot of people, they use the simple syrup and stuff like that, and I think that's okay if you're going to add like a certain flavor or something to it. This cake is really, it's just so airy and fluffy and soft. It literally is melting as soon as you eat it. Excuse me. Really quick. I am going to try. Now, I was actually just going back and forth on the messages with one of my subscribers about the sugar-free frosting. She said it tastes horrible, and I was like, oh no. So I am going to actually try this on my last piece of cupcake that I have right here. So let me get a spoon real quick, or a knife. Hold on for 1 second. Okay, so I got me a handy dandy butter knife, and I just opened it. This is what the frosting looked like. It is made with Splenda. It is creamy, sugar-free chocolate fudge frosting. It smells different. It does smell like chocolate fudge, or it smells like chocolate, but there's definitely like a weird thing, like other smell. So I'm just gonna take a little bit. Looks like poo. There's it after I took it out. So I'm gonna put it on my cupcake, like so, my little piece. And let's try this. First, I'm gonna taste it without the cupcake. Yeah, that's not that good. Let's try it with the cupcake. I mean, it has like that sugar alcohol taste to it. Not a fan. But I think what I'm going to do with it is when I make my buttercream for my cupcakes, I think I will take this and I will add some real buttercream to it. Because even though it is sugar-free, there's still 16 total carbs in here. but it was 10 grams of it being sugar alcohols. I'm gonna add some real buttercream to this and just mix it up just a little bit. Maybe it will help with the flavor. So yeah, here, smell. But yeah, not that bad. Now there is a much stronger aftertaste of that sugar-free stuff as I wash it down with my Diet Pepsi. It's very thick. It's very rich. So yeah. On that note, I'm gonna go cleanse my palate. See that big juicy watermelon right there? I want that. I want it. But I gotta make room in the fridge. But I gotta make cupcake toppers first. So let me get busy on that. And I will see you guys soon. Thank you guys for watching. I hope that this helped you guys. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Please give me a like, a thumbs up, whatever your little heart desires. So remember to comment and subscribe. Let me know that you're watching. Let me know if there's anything different that you would do or anything. Or let me know some cake mix hacks that you do. And maybe when I make my next video, whenever that may be, I will add them to the video. Let's do it. Alright guys. Thank you again so much for watching me. And remember to be kind, because you don't know what kind of battle someone's going through. So don't be a dick. And I will see you guys later. Excuse me and goodbye. Bye.